It's your girl, Miss J, Talks with J, and let's talk about it. This whole Muslim Papi, Eazy the Block Captain situation. Let's get into it. Everybody wants to keep saying Eazy keeps falling out with those that are closest to him. Now, is that the case? Yeah, he fell out with Rosenberg, but we don't know specifically what it was that they fell out about. Because Eazy never said. Rosenberg only said, he woke up, they weren't doing the podcast. And then it just seemed like their podcast just stopped. Now, whole situation with Muslim Papi, we would have never known that Muslim Papi and Eazy the Block Captain weren't even friends anymore, rocking with each other, until Muslim Papi got on Twitter and said, hey, he's not rocking with Eazy anymore. He's no longer got the city. Don't associate him with that. And he's doing all these different interviews and podcasts talking about the situation. Here's the thing. Some people know Muslim Papi from his following he had. But a lot of people know Muslim Papi for being the guy that's around Eazy. So, two things can be correct. Muslim Papi had his own following, and he's known for being with Eazy in Gutter City. So, Muslim Papi mentioned to Eazy about getting paid for doing the face-offs and the hosting as far as the trenches. He also mentioned about he came up with the name, the trenches. He's the street team that went to do the tickets and the bulletin boards and the this and that to promote the trenches throughout Philly. So there was no street team. Muslim Papi's not on this on its own. Now, the other thing with this is him wanting to get paid. He made the statement that he doesn't get paid off of battle rap, but he gets paid to promote, which I think is probably true. It's probably true. I think he has like 80-something thousand followers as far as his IG. So he wanted to start getting paid as far as hosting and doing face-offs, and I guess have partnership with the trenches. And it seems like Eazy wasn't going for that. So that seemed where the divide came. That when Muslim Papi wanted to start getting paid for what he was doing, Eazy was like, nah. And I kind of agree with Eazy when he says you don't mix business with friendships. Because if you notice, Sko, battled on the trenches, but we don't see a lot of Sko. And then we don't know who else is in Gutter City. So Muslim Papi wanting to get paid to do the face-offs and to host, I can understand it. Because you're putting in groundwork, you're doing this, you're doing that, and it's like, how much of it can I do off the love with, and wanting to support, because that's your homie, but also wanting to get paid for it is understandable for your services. Because think about it, Eazy. If Muslim Papi has his own following, and he's the one going out and talk about the trenches and putting the flyer here, the flyer there, setting the tickets all around Philly, that's him using his resources and everything, But my only issue with this situation is him going on everybody's podcast. Muslim Papi didn't have to go on everybody's podcast. He didn't even have to put it out there for everybody to know that you weren't rocking with Eazy. So You put it out there. That you and Eazy could have just handled it however you handled it. It didn't have to be news. Because if had you and I said nothing about y'all falling out, and then eventually we found out about it, it just would have been we found out about it. But now, people that probably normally wasn't even talking to you, Muslim Papi, you on their podcast or online with them. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, you don't rock with a person no more, and for whatever reason, I don't feel as though you got to go to social media and put it out there for everybody. I don't agree with that. But I know, you know, everybody's gonna want to talk to you, get your side of the story, and then everybody's still gonna blame Eazy at the end of the day. Eazy's still gonna be to blame, whether he's right or wrong in this situation. Because everybody wants to keep saying Eazy keeps falling out with everybody that's close to him. But then again, like Eazy said, a lot of these people only know him from battle rap. They don't know Eazy before battle rap. So he fell out with Rosenberg. Y'all was on the podcast. You know each other. I'm assuming through battle. Him and Muslim Papi have only known each other 2, maybe 4 years max. Johnny Mac. Same with Johnny Mac. He hasn't known Johnny Mac that long either. So it's like, maybe that is true. That Eazy is falling out with people that he's meeting and becoming cool with through battle rap. For the simple fact they don't know you outside of battle rap. So it's like, every time y'all deal with each other, talk to each other, it's battle rap related. It's not simple, regular, everyday life stuff. So I'm not mad at it, but it's just like, you knew it'd be a hot topic, Muslim Papi. That's why you put it out there. And you wanted to get your side of the story out before Eazy said anything. That's how it comes across. And I'm not mad at it. And I'm not mad at you feeling as though you should be compensated for your services. Because, if you are doing all these things, you should at some point get compensated or something. And then it was something about $125. You got $125. Eazy said something like you needed money or something like that. Something like you had been out all night. And your girls asking how come you was all night with Eazy, but you ain't come back with the money. So something like he sent you $125 or something like that. Whatever the case, I think the smart business move would have been to Eazy, if you were going to let Muslim Papi host and do the face-offs, that should have been a conversation ahead of time. Whether he was doing it off the love or he was to be compensated for it. That's why I say, I kind of agree with the friends and business don't work. Because, eventually money's going to come into the equation. And that's where the egos, the attitudes, and everything else come into play. So, we gonna see how this plays out. I think Muslim Papi still has his own following, and he's gonna be good. I'd like to see him still in battle rap, so I'd like to see what his next battle rap move ends up being. That's what I would like to see. I know he's the manager for Muwap's signed to the trenches, so I would like to see how that's gonna go. Like, Muwap battles this weekend as far as the trenches tournament. Is Muslim Papi going to Detroit for that? That would be a question. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna pop out. Like, hopefully they can be around each other and there's no conflict, or eventually have a conversation and figure out how that's handled. Because I do know Eazy mentioned that with their religion, if they have a conflict, something about letting 3 days go and then coming back to it and trying to solve it or have a conversation. So, it don't seem like they've had another conversation. Or we don't know whether it's to the point a conversation can be had. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because Eazy keeps getting painted as hard to work with, keep falling out with people for his battle rap. So I don't know. We just gonna see how things keep going. Like, salute to everybody who's in the trenches, and those that, as far as the trenches tournament this coming that happens tomorrow. As far as that card, and do predictions on that later on. You know, Eazy got some matchups coming up. He said he got two he popping out for. So we gonna see what the rest of Eazy's year looks like. And Muslim Papi, I'm sure we're gonna see him again. Maybe he'll just strictly become a manager. He seemed to be doing fine with Muwab. So let's see what's next for Muslim Papi.